Hey everybody! Today we're going to be talking about our lawn inoculation technique that we're going to be using in class. And really the lawn inoculation technique is just used for getting bacteria all over a plate. And it might seem kind of silly that we have a technique where we're just trying to get the bacteria everywhere, but we do use it for certain other techniques, things like antibiotic sensitivity testing. And in this case here, we kind of put the bacteria all over the plate, but then divide it into different sections and put antibiotic discs on it to see exactly how these antibiotics work out. Kind of like how I have in this example here. You can kind of see the bacteria is everywhere. And then we got our little discs in these clearings, which is where the antibiotic killed our bacterium. And we can then look at basically how good those antibiotics are. But all around, again, the technique we're going to talk about today is just kind of how do we get those bacteria everywhere so that we can do further testing on it. So kind of with that in mind, let's talk materials. Again, you are going to be needing your Bunsen burner. You'll need the striker to light it. You're going to need your sample, whatever your sample is. You're going to be needing your plate that you're going to be doing your technique on. And then you can either do it with a loop or you can use our sterile cotton swabs. I tend to prefer to like the cotton swab so that I don't have to flame the loop a whole bunch of times, but we'll go through both techniques just to kind of show it. So I guess with that in mind, let's try to do the loop-based technique first, and then we'll do the cotton swab technique second. So let's go ahead and get started, get our Bunsen burner going. There we go. That was the wrong one. All right, there we go. So I'm just going to start out again. We're going to do this aseptically. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to flame my loop. It's going to be our first step. All right. Give it again just a few seconds in order for it to cool down. Flame the top of or the neck of your tube. Dip the loop in there. Flame the top of the neck of your tube again. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get my plate. And my overall goal now is that I'm just going to basically zigzag across the entire plate. So I'm just going to go ahead and just zigzag across the entire plate. There we go. I'm then going to rotate it 90 degrees, and I'm only going to get my sample once for this, but I'm just going to basically zigzag across the entire plate again. Again, I'm not going to get the sample a second time, just going again across it. And then now I'm going to rotate it a 45 degree, and I'm then going to basically just spread it again all the way across my all the way across my plate here. Once I've done that, I can go ahead and I can flame my loop, and that basically gets my lawn technique with a loop complete. So let's get this guy flamed. There we go. All right, so to kind of switch over and talk about the way that we do this technique again using our sterile cotton swabs, I'm going to use the same plate, and of course make sure you put all your labels and things like that on it before you inoculate it. But the way that we do this one, again, it's going to be very similar. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to open up my cotton swabs so that they're ready to go. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take my sample. Flame the top of it. Then I'm just going to go ahead and dip my cotton swab down inside of the broth. Flame the top of it again. There we go. Over here. And then I'm going to do the same thing, but now just with the cotton swab. So again, kind of take it, gently drag it across all the way, zigzag across, turn it a good 90 degrees, zigzag it across again, and then turn it a good 45 degrees and zigzag it across the plate again. Once I've done that again, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dispose of my cotton swab in the biohazard. Then I'm going to put my plate up. But basically, that's how that we do our lawn inoculation and lawn inoculation technique, again, both with a loop and with a cotton swab. So with that in mind, I don't think there's anything else for me to cover about our lawn inoculation technique.